Quand je suis revenu de Suède en 62,
Returning from Sweden in
j'ai
1962,
commencé à travailler
I started
dans
working in
une
a small printing shop
imprimerie où j'étais typographe
as a
et
typographer and printer.
imprimeur. Et c'est à ce moment-là que j'ai commencé à
This
utiliser
is how I
les
started
imprimeries.
using printing inks.
Puis j'ai commencé une vie familiale.
Then I started
Je
a
me
family
suis
life and
lancé
got into music.
dans la musique. Étant jeune,
In my
j'ai
youth,
beaucoup
I used to
dessiné.
draw a lot.
4 ans à l'école
4
Estienne.
years at
J'ai
the
commencé la
SDN Graphic
peinture,
Art School.
En 1959, en peignant les portraits
I started
des-
painting portraits of my friends
de
in
mes camarades
1959.
de quartier. Je n'ai repris
Came back to painting seriously in the 80s.
dans les années 80. Et c'est là aussi que
This is when I discovered painters that I knew almost nothing
dont
about,
j'ignorais quasiment l'existence, Monticelli,
like Monticelli,
dont j'ai vite compris
who influenced Van Gogh.
influencé Van Gogh. J'ai compris que Van Gogh,
Then I understood that Van Gogh had influenced all the painters who came after him.
lui, j'ai rencontré Oscar Gautier qui
I met Oscar Gautier, the painter who certainly influenced me the most.
dans les années 80.
During the 1980s, I attended the Jackson Pollock exhibition at the Pompidou Center, which was a real eye-opener for me.
Riopelle,
Riopelle is the king of the large formats, an incredible virtuoso
le virtuose incroyable. Il arrive en partant de rien, sans
who,
schéma,
starting without any
il arrive à
plan,
structurer une
can
toile
structure a large canvas,
de 1 mètre, 2 mètres,
1,
3
2,
mètres,
3,
4
4 meters wide,
sans perdre la maîtrise.
without losing control of the global organization of the painting, which is extraordinary.
Ça, c'est extraordinaire. Et en plus, sur la touche, il a inventé une
Furthermore, he
touche,
invented
que
a
moi,
touch that I would
j'appellerais,
call polysemic.
polysémique, c'est-à-dire
So
que
there's no
il n'y a jamais
monocolor
une touche d'une
touch.
couleur.
Each is
Sa touche
multicolored.
est multicolore. Tous les peintres vont chercher dans différentes
Every
sens.
painter searches
Alors,
in
ils le font
various
faire
ways,
parfois par période. On va chercher quelque chose
often through difficult times in his own life. One can search something intricate in saturation, or one will search for something simple, a lighter structure with less intense shades.
moins appuyé. J'ai cherché dans 2 ou 3 entre guillemets styles, des influences.
I studied different styles with influences of Jackson Pollock, because Pollock means great freedom.
Parce que la question de la création,
The question in the creation is the question of liberty and audacity. This is the difficult thing, audacity.
Et c'est pour ça qu'il faut faire des choses différentes. Parce qu'une fois qu'on
This
a-
is why you must
on a
do different
assimilé un
things,
style,
because once you have assimilated a
d'aller
style,
chercher quelque chose
it's good to go
de
searching
très
for something
différent.
very different.
Et c'est ça qui est difficile et peut-être parfois limite
This is what's
douloureux,
difficult and
c'est-
sometimes
c'est d'aller
painful,
chercher
to move
quelque
towards
chose
something we haven't
qu'on
addressed
n'a
yet.
pas encore abordé.
This is
Mais c'est
reflected
quand
on the
même une
canvas.
réflexion sur qu'est-ce qui se passe sur la toile. Et sur la touche,
About the
j'ai
touch,
été
I admire
très,
Oscar Gautier's work,
admiratif du
who
travail
was,
d'Oscar
in my
Gautier,
opinion,
qui est
an underrated painter.
mon avis méconnu.
Kobane, c'est la violence. c'est le
Kobane.
chaos,
It's
c'est
violence,
trompette,
chaos.
trompette,
It blows like a
l'orange,
trumpet.
c'est
The red for me
red
is the
note.
red note.
Dan Vernhette a su
Dan
traverser
Vernhette
cette
succeeded in
bataille.
expressing this Syrian battle where women fought. It completely conquered me.
Conquise, voilà, Kobane.
Ce qui caractérise la peinture de Dan Vernhette,
What characterizes Dan Vernette's painting is that it's very instinctive and a reflection of who he is. First, by his choice of the material, the printing inks that recall his past as a typographer, and by his choice of the colors, which he used in total freedom and without reference to a particular style. They express his mood and are a hymn to life, as is his music.
La manière, la main, l'œil.
The way the hand, the eye, the composition, the grain of the material, the moment, the urgency, the color, the colors, the light or lack of light, the large flat areas, the glacis, the splashes, the gateway to the unfathomable dimensions, energy vectors, fragments of the violence of a distant battle. Dan Vernhette's painting grabs us and takes us beyond the work itself.
Pour un voyage toujours nouveau.
Le temps a fait son œuvre. J'ai beaucoup plus d'idées.
Time has done its work.
Mais je sais que
I have many more ideas than before, but I know I didn't get where I should have
il
gotten.
faudrait qu'on puisse arriver. Et c'est la couleur,
It's the color that takes you.
Alors, il suffit parfois de mettre deux touches
Sometimes two shades can flip the painting in another direction.
tableau dans une autre direction. La saturation, c'est une question que je ne
Saturation is a question that I didn't ask myself until the 80s.
Des années 80.
But now that I ask myself with much more clarity because I compare what I do in music to what I do in
Ce que je
painting.
fais en musique et ce que je fais en peinture. Et j'ai des enregistrements.
I have recordings where I play in a hyper-saturated way. That is, with a lot of notes, a lot of rhythms, a lot of accidents, etc. And I have paintings where I also have used a lot of elements to fill the
Je
space.
remplis l'espace. Quand on fait dans la saturation, parfois on a envie
When you work in
de faire le
saturation,
contraire.
you sometimes want to do the opposite. That is to say, to do almost nothing.
Et en musique, autant j'ai fait des solos
In music, I have made disheveled solos, and I have made extremely calm, chiseled, almost romantic solos.
ciselés, presque romantiques. C'est un va-et-vient.
Painting is a back and forth between richness and simplicity.
L'abondance
The occupation of the canvas
de la toile
is the occupation of space, and finally, now, at my age, it is the occupation of my
c'est
life.
l'occupation de ma vie. L'improvisation, elle se joue
Improvisation is utilized in painting just as it's utilized in music,
parce que en musique
because music is all about listening a lot,
et de copier, de
copying, and getting inspired. For example, I'm a trumpeter,
je me suis inspiré
and I was inspired by many other trumpeters to forge my own style.
mon propre style. Eh bien en peinture c'est pareil.
In painting, it's the same. The complexity is that the music is played with others on known bases, harmonic grids, a melody.
Des mélodies. Alors que dans la peinture,
While in painting, there is no one around, and especially no harmonic presuppositions, as in music.
harmonique comme dans la musique. L'improvisation, c'est
Improvisation is transmitting an emotion. When you get to that, you are happy.
on est content.
Seems like everybody's down on me.
Hello, Brooke Anderson here. While I know Daniel Vernhette as a fine jazz musician and also an excellent researcher, historian, and author, I was unaware of his significant talents artistically until I received the latest copy of his catalog. After looking at it, I took a good look and I said, wow, I mean, this is really stunning. What I like is his use of color and forms to create works that are really significant, that are bold, and also evocative. He's a real Renaissance man.
When we want to work, we work. When we want to play, we play. In our happy fretting, we're getting some fun out of life. Maybe we do the right thing, maybe we do it wrong, spending each day just winding out we're long. But when we want to sing, we sing. And when we want to dance, we dance. You can do your betting, we're getting some fun.